Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. You're welcome to another edition of the Pathway to Jannah, your number one Ramadan TV show. You know how we do. We have varieties of amazing content lined up for you. It's the month of the Ramadan, the month of the Quran. You know, we have the kitchen segment, the Muslima's Delight, where we give you amazing recipes. And we have brand new recipes for you. So I'm even talking about the Muslima's Delight. I'm thirsty. Let me take some water. Okay, so before I take you to the kitchen segment, I'm going to leave you with Quran recitation. Listen to the sonorous voice of Quran recitation. While I take my water, I'll see you soon, inshallah.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حميم تنزيل الكتاب من الله العزيز الحكيم ما خلقنا السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إلا بالحق وأجل مسمى والذين كفروا عما أنذروا معرضون قل أرأيتم ما تدعون من دون الله أروني ماذا خلقوا من الأرض أم لهم شرك في السماوات ائتوني بكتاب من قبل هذا أو أثارة من علم إن كنتم صادقين ومن أضل ممن يدعو من دون الله من لا يستجيب له إلى يوم القيامة وهم عن دعائهم غافلون.
We are in a difficult time now. Economically, we are seriously affected by the effects of inflation. People have to eat, have to get good food for Ramadan. We believe that by prayer and the effort of our rulers, things will come to normalcy. But we still beg God to give us grace and ability to last this Ramadan coming. What we have been, I was a member of NARA, and we did our best we were to minimize the effect of thuggery and unwanted destruction of properties. We still appeal to people to be calm. Ilorin is a peaceful settlement. It has been like that since time immemorial. And we have been able to live with people who have a different religious position than ourselves. Ilorin is not a place where people riot or kill or maim people or destroy or burn houses. And so we want to retain it as such. We appeal to both Muslims and Christians to serve their sword and settle down and face this world with friendliness and understanding. May God bless everybody in Nigeria.
Summit University of the University of Ansarudin Society of Nigeria. The university has three main colleges: the College of Natural and Applied Sciences, the College of Management and Social Sciences, and the College of Humanities.
Here at Summit University, we believe in the triple helix model, which are education, skills, and most importantly, the moral aspect of it.
In my university, you have the privilege to talk to your lecturers comfortably and they explain things you don't understand to you until you understand it. I urge you to join us at Summit University to get the best out of education.
Nice, fluffy, yellow, ice creamy looking. We know we're there.
Okay. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You don't just assume. We don't standardize.
Yeah, that's true.
Not all across board. So when I was earlier on in my cake career, I learned to just weigh the sugar, the eggs.
Cake.
The eggs.
The eggs.
Because even from trial, I found out that depending on the size of the eggs you have, you could have varying results. I'm going to add the eggs to the creamed butter and sugar. You can drop them in one at a time and then it just keeps mixing until you're done. Now that these guys are mixed together, you measure your flour. So what I'm going to do now is get in the 250 grams, even for tailors. So it's safer to measure twice and cut once.
Okay.
So to my 250 grams, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder.
Okay.
level. Just shake it to level it, and then you put it
To the
in.
floor.
That was 1 teaspoon. This is half teaspoon.
Half teaspoon.
But if you want to do the Nigerian cooking mother, you know you don't have to use the half teaspoon to measure. You just use your eyeball to eyeball your 1 teaspoon. Okay, that's half. So now the dry ingredients, which is the flour and the baking powder in this case, will go into the mix. But because I added the eggs, it will tend to want to curdle.
Okay.
That's why it looks clumpy on the mixer handle, but it's there.
Okay.
So now, 1 teaspoon of flavor into the mix.
What kind of flavor is that?
This
Vanilla
is
flavor?
vanilla,
Okay.
since we're making vanilla cake. After a while, because you have developed, would I say, a signature mix, anywhere they see or smell or taste your cake, they're like,
oh, yeah.
that's Lola's cake. That's Aisha's cake, you know. So now that I've mixed all my wet ingredients together, I am going to add the dry ingredients, which is the flour and the baking powder.
Okay.
I'm not sieving now because I had sieved it earlier. But please, at home, measure it out and sieve it 2 to 3 times.
Okay.
The essence of sieving is to incorporate air.
Okay.
You don't want and I'm folding.
Okay.
Don't turn it like amala. It is not amala.
Okay.
If you can see the hand motion, it's just a gentle one-directional. So you're encouraged, once you start in a particular direction, to continue in that direction.
So we're done mixing?
We're done mixing.
Okay.
We're done mixing.
All right.
What we'll do now is we'll just pour it in the pan. I'm using disposable pans since we're in the studio.
Okay, we can actually bake with that?
Yes, you can.
All right.
For this one, it's easier in that you don't need to, what's it called? You don't need to prepare your pan ahead of time.
Okay.
You can just bake in it straight. When it's done, it will pop out.
Ready for bake.
Ready for the oven. It's important that
You
before you start mixing, so you don't forget, preheat your oven. After about 20-25 minutes, how do you know it's ready? There are 3 ways that I check it. 1, I could use a tester, which could be a clean skewer, toothpick, or one of those ready-made testers, and put it in, bring it out. If it comes out clean, that is, there's no batter sticking on it, is ready. Method 2, if you're brave enough, touch it with your finger. If it doesn't leave an indent, if it bounces back, it's ready.
Okay.
Method 3, look at it. It will shrink slightly from the sides of the pan. Shrunken a bit from the sides of the pan. Can serve. For this, you need it to cool so that it comes together. So, all this grammar we have been talking.
We want it tasty, we want it creamy, we want it nourishing. Oh, way, oh. Cowbell evaporated milk, nourishing my body, tasty creamy.
You love your milk deliciously creamy with all the goodness of Vitarich. That's how we've made the new Cowbell evaporated milk. Cowbell evaporated milk, evaporated just for you.
Taste.
All right.
So that's vanilla. If you like sugar, you can find ways to escort your vanilla cake to heaven.
Sprinkle the sugar in it.
No, don't know.
Yes.
It depends on you. There's no fixed sahur.
So when can we have this? During sahur or iftar?
Anytime you want. It's a personal thing.
Okay.
And it depends on how sweet your tooth is. If you want.
This is nice. Please try this.
Okay.
It's very simple. The ingredients are just about
Basic,
4 or 5
yes.
basic things you
Easy
can
to
easily get. You can try this vanilla cake with a cup of tea for sahur, a bowl of yogurt. We already taught you how to make yogurt, so you can make yogurt and this cake for your family this Ramadan and even beyond. So I'll see you soon again.
I'll take a biggie as well.
Which of them, sir?
Which one is the best?
Okay.
Let's talk Biggie. Let's talk 11 flavors so interesting, so unique, you will think they were made just for you. Maybe something rich, exotic even.
Biggie tamarind.
Thank you.
Okay, let's make sweet even sweeter. Yup, we made a cherry cola. Attitude, please. Thank you. And what if we wanted to make something so amazing? We asked nature herself to help. Biggie Ginger Lemon. You can dance now. Or maybe you just want the best, no questions asked.
Biggie Cola.
So, which one did you want?
Ramadan Kareem, everyone. Today, in continuation with on our topic on lights, we'll be talking about the effects of source of power on Ramadan period. Now, most of us, in a bid to have lights, will tend to run on what we call the generators, either the diesel or the petrol generator. Now, there's two sorts of health implication in the usage of this power source. Number one of it is the noise. The number two of it is the main pollution which arises from the fumes which come out of the generator. Now, let's take the main pollution. The impact of this to our earth is enormous, which we cannot really quantify. And in order to be able to mitigate against this, there is a source of power which is very, very clean and which has been adjudged the most safest. And that source of power is what we call power from the sunlight. This comes in form of energy through the solar panels, which is taken into the battery or converted directly into electricity. Now, how do we attract this? There are devices which takes this power and stores into the battery, and it is taken as output into the device like the fans, like the lights, which we'll be able to use to observe our prayer during Ramadan period. We are able to use to prepare our food, which we need to take before the Ramadan period starts, or which we use to break our fast. This source of power are so clean, are so enormous, that we cannot even quantify the amount which is available in the abundance of the earth. And with this, we have minimal noise, in fact, absolutely no noise at all, and we have no health implication. Now, let's look at it. Once we inhale a lot of fumes and we have to result into getting into the hospital, can we continue the fasting period? The answer is no. The answer is absolutely no. So it is very important for us during this period to ensure that we observe a noiseless environment and we observe an environment devoid of pollution. Now, that will now take me to the technicality of actually trapping this power. Now, for those ones who are into the engineering process, I'm just going to give us a little bit of it. This energy sometimes can be used in form of DC or the AC. AC is what we call the alternative power supply, which we have from the discos, either the Eco discos or the Badon discos, or we have the Kano discos, or whichever power production company we have. Now, that can be used with your ACs. But we also have another source, which we call the DC power. You find most of these things in your solar lamps, in your phones, which power banks that comes into that. That is when we need to go back into this pure source of power, which we call the solar powered. That will be all for today. Till we meet next time on this segment for another interesting episode.
You're welcome to the First Criterion College.
Here, you are assured of qualitative, quantitative, Islamic and general education.
There is a provision for day and boarding with facilities like home away from home. The Quranic memorization program is world class and competes favorable with any other. The recreational activities and psychomotor skills are well entrenched in our educational curriculum for the healthy development of your child. The First Criterion College affords you continuous reward when you bring your child to this great citadel of learning for a well-rounded and balanced education laced with morals. Guess what? You stand a chance to get rebate and bonuses if you are among the first 20 to enroll your child into our GSS 1. The First Criterion College is located at 628 Oseni Alagbage Street off Igbe Road, Ikorodu, Lagos. For more information, visit our website at www.thefirstcriterioncollege.com or call 080-9056-7305.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we shall be looking at the topic Ramadan, the month of purification, charity and reward. Ramadan is the month of blessing and purification. It is the month in which the first 10 days is for forgiveness, as said by the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Fasting is not only about abstaining from food and drink, but it's also about abstaining from anger, backbiting, jealousy, and all other diseases of the heart. The purification of the heart is not an easy task, but whoever that is able to do it is a successful one. As said in the Holy Quran, in Quran 91 verse 7 to 9 by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, this month is month of charity. When you do a charity in this month, you are rewarded in manifold. When you do charity, you get the reward of somebody who paid zakat. And when you pay zakat, you get the reward in 70 times. Therefore, try and enjoy more in doing charity in this month. The charity can be in form of food, it can be in form of money, it can be in form of any other valuable thing. It can even be in form of assistance to your brother. If you want to do charity, it's not necessary you have a huge amount to do it. As said by Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, when you give a fasting Muslim half of a date to break his fast, you get the same reward as that person. That is a date. Even if it is food, if it is anything, if it is charity, anything charity, you get the reward as the person you did the charity for, and it will not affect the reward of the person. If you do the charity for 10 people, you get the reward of 10 people. If you do it for 50 people, you get the reward of 50 people. It is highly beneficial for the giver and the receiver. When you give, you get the reward, and for the receiver, it will be a source of relief for the person. It is highly rewardable in this month of Ramadan. Also, Prophet said in another hadith that it is not only food that you can use for charity. To smile at your brother is a charity. To remove a harmful thing from the road is a charity. So it is not that necessary that I don't have money, that's why I didn't do charity. You can do it in another way and you still get your reward. Prophet said, when you fast, whoever fasts in the month of Ramadan with all its rules, Allah will forgive him his sins. On this charity we are discussing, if you look around you, you see that poverty is everywhere. Even the rich also cry. So because of this, we need to do more charity, especially in this month of Ramadan. There are some people that are working before this issue of pandemic that are not able to work now. As Ramadan is around now, they don't have anything that they will use to break their fast, or not the one they will use for Sahur. Because of this, we need to increase in our charity. Continue doing charity. Look around you. You see your brother, your sisters that are in need of food, in need of clothes, in need of anything. Just give it to them. Let them to feel this Ramadan. May Allah make it easy for us.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed all those packages that we have lined up for you. How about Muslimas Delight? So you should go and try that to delight yourself and your family. Okay, you see we have some varieties of products from Right Food. This is the quiz segment. But before then, let's talk about reward for fasting. Narrated by Abu Hurairah, radiallahu anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, every deed of the son of Adam is for him, except fasting, which is for me, and I shall give reward for it. The importance of fasting can never be overemphasized. Please, let's continue to fast, do all the acts of ibadah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us for it. Tomorrow again, inshallah, we'll be saying, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.